I want to cover another human design topic, and it's one I've had to really play with a lot. Defined center versus undefined center. To break it down very simply, if when you pull up your human design, it's going to be based on your date, time, and location. It's going to be a little bit based on astrology and 6 other philosophical religious systems to kind of give the more broad background. If you have a center that's defined, that's going to be something that you can perceive that is your own. So for me, the areas that I have defined, and I will put a graphic at the end of the video and a little descriptor of each of the centers. I have the head, which you would think that's in the body head. That's your kind of like your pineal gland and access to outside and beyond the 5 senses. And it can be a past, present, or future kind of thing to break that down. The ajna is your head. It's your thinking center. It's the pressure to think and your own thoughts. The throat is your communication center. So that's pretty self-explanatory. What looks like is in the heart is the G center, your identity. So that one's more kind of like love and hope kind of things are derived from there. The left side of it will be a spleen, so splenic authority. So think of it like your spleen. If you have a watery spleen and you're a projector, something's not right. And I can attest to that because that's been me a lot of my life. On the right side, you're going to kind of see this triangular shape in between what's the G center and the solar plexus. That is considered the ego center. So that's kind of like like in Freudian terms, your id. It's like, it's all about, it's like, if you have that defined, it's like, you're really thinking about your own ego and preservation of that. And then and then kind of like, owning what you're creating, lack of a better term. The solar plexus is your emotional body. That is the motor. So is the ego. The sacral, which is below the G center, that's your creative sexual life force. And then the root chakra, that's going to be kind of like the will to live. So I have the spleen, the G center, the throat, the head, and the ajna all defined. So I can feel all those things are from me. Now my undefined areas, ego, solar plexus, sacral, root. When I'm picking up something, it's actually not mine. I can tell everyone else's. And kind of people who are empath, I would assume, and I haven't looked at a bunch of empaths in their human design yet, but I could go on the hypothesis that they might have an open head, open ego, open solar plexus. They're reading that of others. And maybe even an open spleen and detecting the energies from that survival mechanism, survival of others. And so when you're feeling something, this is especially for those who have the undefined, this is where it's important to discern what is yours and what is not yours. And it's like Jacob Drummond's done some exercises that he's led through on breathing, the kind of center for those with an undefined emotional center or ego. You're going to have to do this to get that out of your system. Same with sacral, same with root, to get to what's yours. It takes a little bit more work to get to that. And then if you do have it defined, then what you're feeling is absolutely yours. And then another person that kind of does sacral calibrations on TikTok is Reiki Marco. I'd recommend checking him out on that. I learned in myself on the splenic projector side, I have my own equivalent of what those sacral responses are, but it's in that softer spleen, fight or flight. It's still snap judgment, but it's not coming from that creative life center. I'm good at feeling the others. And realized as a kid, I didn't really do the either, which was kind of amazing, except for when I had the answer, it's like, please call on me to get this over with. That was that kid in school. So I wanted to give kind of a brief introduction to that, because it's like human design, like any other thing, it's a tool, it's an approximation. It actually has helped figure myself out and the things that haven't been working my whole life. So if you're in that arena, I would definitely do that as starting point. And then I'm gonna really hone in on other videos on environment, perspective, and digestion, because those have been life-changing for me. And it's just like I'm figuring out why I don't feel great in certain environments and whatnot, and how that was affecting my splenic authority, or whatever type you are. That it'll still come into play. That may affect you responding. It may affect you creating if you're a manifester or a manifesting generator, and so on and so forth. So let me know if you have any questions, or if you want me to do something very specific on human design. I will do my best, and if not, then it's going to also force me to learn some more and really get into the minutia of human design and try to make that not so tedious to digest. All right, well, you have a good day.